Hey, this is Haven. I'm going to walk you all through. First of all, let me make sure this is recording. Yep. I'm going to walk you all through how to use this time sheet entry program here. So basically, you'll get sent an invite to your email, which will make sure that we have all the right emails for the managers. Here you see the program's name that we're going to use. It's Beebole. I just sent out an invite for to get registered and everything. We haven't sent them out. This is just a demo here, but that's what it looked like. It would show up. I'm signed in as Larry Tucker, so Larry, you get to be a bit of a celebrity here, and all the managers will know who you are. Now I'm gonna use your account here that we've set up for you to do a demo here. So you can just click on there, the link that's in the email, and it'll take you to a page where you can type in your password. All right. I'll change your password and make it a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm just going to have it be Sanger Cargo. All right. So I sign in. There you go. You now have a into your account here, and there's a couple of different things to note. It's going to say your name up here and everything. These things will have it so it can't be edited. It needs to say the way that it is because it's part of our payroll reporting. And over here, what you'll see is a timesheet, and that's your specific timesheet. Now I've kind of filled it out right now with completely made up information. Down here, you'll see all of your employees that you have working at your sites. All right. So here's each one of your employees, and as we'll see, this kind of shows how many hours they've worked and what they've worked and all that stuff. Now, if you have a lot of employees, have multiple sites, and it might not all be captured on this one page here. So you have this second page that you can go over to, and there you go. You have the rest of your employees here. So I will get going here, and what I'll do is I will fill out someone's timesheet here, all right, that I haven't kind of entered dummy data for yet. So let's say Donna here. To go over to her page in her timesheet, you can click, all right. And what we'll see here is, again, it's kind of a very similar view to what was on your personal timesheet for you managers that are pulling shifts every once in a while too. And basically, this is going to be tailored to each manager, and each manager is going to see their sites that they have. So it's all going to be different for everyone. So Larry is our manager out in Dallas. He has 3 locations that he oversees. All right, and he's going to record the time for this week right here for Donna Wimbish. All right, so first he has to select what project she is on. Now it looks like we have it set up right now, so Donna's home base is night transportation. All right. Larry, I know we have people kind of bouncing back and forth every once in a while. So if we need to, we can have it so Donna Wimbish, we can record time on her for each one of our locations that we have out there. But right now, we just have it set up so she is only working and we can only record time for her at Night Transportation's facility. So you need to drill down. There's some managers that it makes sense, and it's really only up in New Jersey where we have multiple locations for a single customer. But everyone else, you're just going to be drilling down here, and that's what you're selecting. Okay. Now we have something that needs to be filled out before that. Now, if you don't select what kind of time it is here, and you go try to fill something in, it won't let you do it. It will kind of be grayed out. I'll tell you, you gotta select an activity first. Okay. So you have to select an activity first. And here are the activities that we have. And this is all completely customizable. And if you all feel as a whole that it would be better to have it another way, we can certainly do that. But this is what we're interested in tracking here. You have regular time that's billable. We have regular time for employees that is unbillable. Really, the only thing that comes to mind here is training hours. We don't bill those to the client in almost all cases, but it's not overtime hours that people are incurring either. It's just they're getting paid regular hours to do their training. Then we have overtime that's billable, meaning this is client authorized overtime. Then, of course, we have the dreaded overtime that is unbillable. Then we have holiday pay, for when an employee is earning time and a half on our designated holidays. So I'm going to go up here and choose regular billable time. And at this point, you can start to fill in hours. So I'm just making this up. And right now I have it so the project hasn't started until October 1st. I can make it so it starts backwards. In fact, I'm going to import hours from the past year here, but I'll start here. So there we go. I just inputted 8 hours, and let's say, Thursday she worked 8 hours as well. And let's say she also had to work some overtime hours at the night transportation facility as well. Well, this is just regular time that I'm recording here for this specific facility. So what I would do then is you have to add another row. Again, you need to select Hutchins. She is going to have billable overtime as well. And let's say she did 2 hours of that. Now, what you might be noticing here is there's this little yellow box that's popping up right here in each one that I'm filling out. We'll find a use for this, maybe, but let's say we needed a notation on something that's abnormal, like let's say that there's significant overtime that's not billable. We'll figure this out as we go along, but you could add a note here that we could see and have documented. We could say client, requested 2 more hours to stay on shift. All right, I'm just making this up. You just click off of it, and here we go. We have a note that's saved. We here at corporate can log in, and we can see all this. You'll notice that it tallies down, so you can see total hours that they've worked that day. And it also tallies across too. All right. I'm going to add one more thing, and I'll show you this. Well, you know what? Actually, I'll wait and I'll show it to you on Larry's. Let's say that you, going back to this, if you didn't enter these hours correctly, you can, of course, always just pop back in and change it. All right. Up here, you'll notice that there is a day, a week, a month. We don't really need to do anything other than a week view, I would say. If you clicked on the month, it's going to show you this, view that looks like this. It's not really convenient for adding hours and all that, in my opinion. But you could do it that way. If you click on a day, again, you're clicking over here and you're adding stuff. It doesn't seem to be a very good way to look at it. So, here on the week view, I think is best. Up here that you'll notice that if you want to go forward a week, Okay, so you'll notice up here, if you want to go forward into the next week, we already have it set, so it's just showing a week right now. If you want to go forward, you just click that button, and it's moving forward to the next week. All right, if you want to go back, you hit that button, it's going back to the previous week. Um, Now down here is not showing a week, it's showing the full month of October, okay? Which you should probably keep it like that, but you know, if you really wanted to, you can go click on this, you just left click on it, and you can see there's different time periods that you can specify. You know, we could do the 2 weeks isn't 2 weeks really, it's bi-monthly, so it doesn't quite work for us. But let's say you just wanted to show a week, you would select the week, and then you can see it's highlighting nicely just that entire week. All you would have to do is go to the week here, which is going to be that one right there. And you click on it and you can see, all right, here's a week view. And I don't know if you noticed before, but as I'm entering hours here, it's also, you know, coming down here as well. And you can see, you know, the amount of hours that people have worked, it color codes it. So it's going to start off to be a very light green, okay, for a few hours, and it's going to go to a darker green, then it's going to go to a red, and then it's going to go to a very dark red. So visually, you'll be able to get an idea of you know, patterns and how much people are working, which I think will be helpful. And then if you look at this too, I'm just hovering it over here. It's giving me some detail here as to you know, the types of hours that they were, whether it was overtime, regular, if they worked at, you know, 2 different facilities that day, and so on and so forth. And again, it's totaling up across here. Now, if I want to go back to that 2 week view, I actually have to remember the 2 week is bi-monthly. I have to go to day, and then I would be selecting. Well, I'm sorry, this was actually a month view. So I'm in September, then I just left click, go forward. Here I am for October. If for some reason I wanted to enter 2 weeks at a time, it's probably best to keep it in this month view and just go forward, but I'll show it to you in case you, well, it looks like I have it so it's limited. Yep, we can only do a week at a time anyway, so that's for the best, really. The view can just get messed up if we start doing month views and stuff like that. So you're going to see a week at a time. It's the week that we have, Monday to Sunday, and you can cycle forward and you can cycle back. Now, if you have a regular schedule that people have, and this is a little bit more of an advanced feature, but let's say we have a very regular schedule for people where they're working the same sorts of hours. What you can do is if they're working the same hours or something close, you know, you can copy. You would copy this week's information. You'd hit copy, all right, and you go forward to the next week. And then over here you see there's a paste. You can just paste it. Now it's pasted that week onto the previous week. So that could be useful. If you're wanting to delete, you'll see the deletes right here. If you hit it once, all right, it will zero out those hours. Okay. If you hit it twice, so I'm hitting it now for the second time, it's going to delete that right there. All right, and delete it again. All right. So now this is totally gone, and then you're back to if you need to add something here. All right. Down here, we'll take a look and configure this later, but it can be helpful for you all to get a view of, again, you know, people working, if we're going into unbillable overtime, if we're having a lot of training hours. These are all things that we want to avoid, and I'll create some reports so you all can see that. Okay, so now that I'm done here, And also one last thing, here's just the classic, redo and undo button. So if I wanted to undo, you click there, okay, you see it's back, undo again, all right, that's back. I want to redo, okay. You are probably familiar with that. Now you can see I'm on Donna's Wimbish's page, okay. I am Larry Tucker, so to get back to my home page here, I click home. All right, if I needed to go to another employee, I could click on this employee and go to them. You can see that Donna Wimbish now has hours filled out here too. We have them totaled up. Again, I'll show you this here. I have it for the month. If you wanted to do a 2-week view, again, this is bi-monthly, not 2 weeks, you need to click the days, all right? And then you're going to go to the day that you want to start on, all right, which would be the 29th here in this case. You click that day. And then you don't have to hold it down or anything like that. You just go to the next day for your 2 weeks. So that would be Sunday here, the 12th. And that would show you a payroll. So I'm going to go click on the Sunday. And now I have the 2-week view here. All right. If you wanted to go to a 1-week view, again, I kind of showed that to you already. You just click on the week and it gives you an easy way to select it. All right. So I'm up here on this week. I just click it. Now it's giving me the week view. All right. And you can see hours total across for those employees. Okay, so Larry, I entered a bunch of different stuff for you. So let me get this out of here. Well, actually, I locked that. So let me go to a new sheet here. All right. And what you'll notice that I have over here now is, and I have it on everyone's sheet, is there's this absences quota. Really, what this is paid time off. And this will help us track paid time off here. All right, so you can see that, and again, this is all made up information. I have it so there was 40 hours of paid time off that's available. There's some vacation already, again, all made up information. And basically there's been 24 hours of PTO that's been used, which I entered back here. You can see it total across here. Okay, 24 hours of paid time off for that week. I am now going to go to the next week here. Let's say there was more paid time off. All right, I would be entering it, selecting the paid time off. Let's say that there's 4 hours. Okay. And what you'll see is this updates, all right, so now we're down to 12. And then let's say that there's, 12. I'm just going to finish it off here. So now it's down to 0 balance. Now this is what happens if you try to enter some more hours, okay? It'll say there's 0 hours that remain for, paid time off. And it's for the period of January 1 to December 31st. So we'll be able to keep track of it and get a handle on it that way. Now, here's an example of where you might have multiple facilities. So Larry, we have him as an employee of all of these facilities that he oversees, so he could go work and enter time at any one of them. So you have Avert, Covenant, all right, and the end 9. So let's say you select one, all right. It color codes it differently so you can tell the difference between the facilities, all right. I'm just going to enter some made up time, all right. And then if there was another facility or if there was a different type of time at the same facility, you can continue to add it. So I'm going to do a different facility so you see the color differences here. All right, it color codes that blue. All right, let's say there was some overtime here. All right, there you go. So basically, that's how we'll enter the time off from now on. Really, it's just going to the employees. All right. You have yourself on your home page here. All right. You just go forward and backwards a week. You gotta, add You gotta add a row. You then select the appropriate location. You then select the types of hours that are being worked, whether it's regular, billable, and so on and so forth. And you enter that information. Um, so anyway, we will be checking in with you all, and we can go over this further if necessary. It's pretty straightforward, and I think this will simplify it. And again, we can make this look simpler too, in terms of taking away certain things. But again, really, it's clicking on your employee, filling out their time, going back to your home page, filling out the time, clicking on another employee, filling out the other time, and it will give you a very easy view to see, timesheets across your company. And it'll allow us at corporate to upload them to our payroll system. And we can start to track things that matter in terms of non-billable hours. That's the big one. But also being able to track, pay time off. I know that's been an issue at some places. Anyway, that is all.